What up, B Squad? It is me, JP, and I am here with another Baddies USA review, season number 8. I think this is episode 2. This episode is titled Man Down. Oh, God, why did they name that episode Man Down? But before I go ahead and get into it, if you're watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on post notifications, and sharing the said video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let me go ahead and just jump into this episode of Baddies USA. Shall I? So this episode, it literally picks up where it ended, and that is with the brawls. Nothing but brawls, right? You had Biggie telling this Smiley girl, get on camera, nigga, nigga, get on camera, get on camera, like get on set, nigga, get on set, nigga. And I was like, what is going on here with Biggie? So Biggie and the Smiley girl, they get to fighting each other, right? Now, the Biggie that I remember from Midwest wasn't really a fighter, ain't a fighter, can't fight. But what I will say is Biggie was wearing this girl out, so I'm gonna assume Smiley can't fight either. Because for Biggie to beat your ass, it's a problem. But hey, Biggie's fighting Smiley. So then after Biggie fought with Smiley, then Anna comes. Well, no, that didn't happen. Tinka and Cole Killer fight each other. What I will say with Tinka and Cole Killer is not like Tinka is just dog walking Cole Killer. So I can't really say that she's beating Cole Killer's ass because it ain't. I'm not seeing an ass getting beat with this one. Um. So then they fought each other, right? So then Biggie and Smiley once again still fighting each other. So Biggie, like, you talked about my nigga, you talked about my man, you talked about my man, like you talked about my man, you talked about my husband. Like why you didn't? Like you talked about my husband. Now I don't know a whole lot about Biggie, but I do remember from Midwest that she talked about, I think it was her fiance or her husband that passed away unexpectedly, right? And I don't know this Smiley girl, so I don't know if Smiley said anything about her man. If she did, that is fucked up, right? So then Tink and Co Killer once again fight another round. I'm like, Tinka, baby, why you keep fighting her? Like, and it's Co at this point, Tinka had on Co Killer's beanie. I was like, girl, what are we doing here? It was stupid to me, right? So then Lex is ready to fight. She walks up to Tavi, whatever her name is, and she wants to get it with Tavi, and Fauna for jumping her at the reunion. Am I mad at Lex for wanting to get her lick back? No. Go ahead. But here, wait, whoa, run that back to me, Lex. They jumped you at the reunion. Now, my memory ain't always clear when it comes to baddies because I forget stuff as soon as the episode goes off and I finish my reviews. But if but if my fuzzy ass memory serves me correctly, you fought them at the reunion after they jumped you and you beat both of them up. So why are you fighting them again? Like that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's like beating a dead horse at this point with a stick. You fought them after they jumped you at the reunion. So I want to understand the logic with that, right? So she fought Tavi. She beat Tavi ass, right? Then she fights Fauna. She gives it to Fauna. Okay. Now she's talking about, I'm done with y'all. I'm done with y'all. You should have been done. You again. I'm gonna reiterate and repeat. You fought them at the reunion. So where do you like? I'm just okay. Whatever. So then you hear Tavi doing nothing but a whole bunch of screaming, and I was like, girl, why are you screaming at the top of your fucking lungs? You gonna have laryngitis the way you keep screaming. So whatever. Moving on. So then we get Summer. Summer, you always talking like I said it before. I think I said it either last season or Midwest that someone was going to talk shit to the wrong person one day, and she was going to back that ass up, and they were going to shut her the fuck up. And that's exactly what happened in this particular moment. So it's Krishan and it's Taseki. They both are around Summer, right? And Summer is like, that's your sister. That's your sister. Like, I like you. I like you. It's like, no, you don't get to do that, Summer. You talk shit on social media about Taseki and her sister. You knew that they were sisters when you said something. So why are you like, why are you backing up? Why are you talking about you like them and all this kind of stuff? And I mean, she kept running. I was like, ooh, Summer running from an ass whooping. So Taseki just keeps, she slapped her a few times and she hit her. I was like, ooh, girl. And this is my thing when it comes to Summer. I really honestly feel like Summer says and does things for shock value for people to talk about her, but it hurts you. It's a negative, like the Emmett Till thing. And then you talking about this girl and her sister, knowing damn well you can't fight, knowing damn well if you get into a fight with Taseki, you ain't gonna you can't beat her ass up. So you should have just minded you know, she said something about you. It's okay to say something back about her, but also be mindful, I can't beat that bitch ass and leave it at that, right? So, like I said, Taseki slapped her and calling, you know, and hitting at her, right? And she, you know, Summer talking about you a weird asshole, you a weird asshole, and so are you, Summer, because again, why speak on someone else's, you know, relationship with their sister? That ain't got nothing to do with you. Like you inserted yourself into something that ain't had nothing to do with you. Then you talking about she's weird because you coming at me, but your sister's the one that said something, and you over here hugging this bitch. Again, Summer, that is her sister. If she wants to hug her sister, if she wants to punch her sister, whatever she want to do to her sister, that is fine. You, however, need to mind your business and mind the business that is paying you. And being in her business ain't paying you. So you running from her. So then Anna, you still see Biggie. So Biggie still having it out with this Smiley girl. I'm still confused about it because I don't know the history with those two, right? So Anna gets in it somehow. So Anna says that Smiley has been calling her. I was like, is that a reason to hit her? Like, I'm confused. I'm really confused. Somebody explain that shit to me because the fuck are we talking about here? So you notice that Smiley got like her face was fucked up, and I will say Biggie, maybe Biggie had some rings of shit on, but Biggie wore her ass out. I will give it to Biggie. Biggie wore that Smiley girl out, right? So the medics are trying to tend to Smiley, and at one point, the girl was sitting on the chair, and she just passed out. And they're like, "Oh, here she go again." I was like, "Here she go again? Is this an occurrence with her?" And then somebody said she had a seizure. Talking about a seizure. I was like, "Ain't nobody gonna call the medics? Like, ain't nobody gonna call for an ambulance or nothing?" But they finally eventually called for an ambulance. But then some of the girls in their interviews, this girl named Sapphire, they all like, is this real or is this fake? Now, I want somebody to clear it up for me. Please let me know. Does she have a history of faking shit like this? I mean, because she looked like she, even in this still that I got, looked like she out cold. Looked like sis is out cold. Even Tommy felt bad for her, right? Now, Mariah Lynn was saying something to Tommy. I don't know if she was trying to say that the girl fakes it or whatever. And Tommy's like, look at the bitch. She's out cold. I laughed when Tommy said the bitch is out cold because, I mean, that girl was out cold. Now, again, if she fakes it, that ain't something to play with. But, I mean, what do I expect from something like Baddies? Absolutely nothing, right? So, Krishan, what I will say about Krishan is I was kind of sick of her trying to break up the fights because it's like, girl, ain't you a violent person yourself? So you seen what it look like when you do it to other people. Okay, touche. So Krishan is calling out the fake clicks. And I'll give her that. I do think some of these clicks are fake. I absolutely do. So Lex felt the way, and Lex addressed Krishan. And so then Krishan addressed Lex, and she was like, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. She said, I'm talking about everybody. All some of these clicks are fake. Like, you know, what I will say is, Krishan, you kind of worked. I absolutely do believe you were talking about Lex, because you were talking about the fact that people get into fights and they pick and choose when they want to jump in versus when they don't want to jump in, right? And I'll give you that. I kind of I can see your point where you I see where you're coming from, because if you go back to last season, Baddies Africa, Lex and Dolly, I'm not, and I want to say this loud and clear. I'm not saying that Lex and Dolly should have jumped into any fight that Summer had, be it last season or this fight with, Taseki. I ain't saying that they should jump into any fight. If your friend got a mouth and she want to talk her shit and pop her shit, then she better be able to defend herself, right? So that's where I stand with that. But I do agree with Krishan when it comes to don't don't fight her with these people and then don't do it with this person, right? So I'll give her that. So Lex is saying, Lex is like, I don't have no issue. Like, I don't have an issue with her. Like, that is between Summer and Taseki. Like, I don't agree with what she said. That is between them. I was like, I agree with you, Lex. That is between them, absolutely, and I don't deny that. But like I said, I kind of see where Krishan's point was trying to make a point. It's like y'all did it last season with Cole Killer, Fauna, and K Rican, but my sister over here slapping the shit out of her. My sister over here punching the fuck out the bitch, and you ain't doing nothing. What I will say is Lex was standing in between us so that Summer didn't get her ass just dog walked. So I'll give Lex a point for that, right? And Dolly was like, Taseki came up to me and said, "We ain't got it ain't no beef with me and you." So I stepped out of it. And when it comes to Dolly, I have to be honest and say I respect that too. Like if somebody come up to me and say, "Hey, bitch, we ain't got no beef with each other. I don't want to fight you. I want to fight your homeboy." I'm like, you know what? As long as y'all don't jump the nigga, we good. We cool. But if you jump him, then I'ma jump in. But I'm not. So I guess that's where Dolly was coming from. So I mean, I ain't upset with it. I'm really not. So Mariah Lynn comes over and Han Summer get into it once again, and Han Summer get to fighting. What I will say in this particular round with Summer and Mariah Lynn, neither one of them won that fight. They were slapping at the air, and far and few between were hits connecting between Summer and between Mariah Lynn. Right now, I don't really know the history between Mariah Lynn and Summer, so I can't speak on it. But listening to it, so I'm assuming at the Baddies Midwest auditions, Mariah Lynn told Summer to grab another girl's wig and give it to her. And if she gave it to her, whatever the girls needed to advance to, I guess, the next round in Baddies auditions, she would give it to her. And Summer got the girl's wig, I'm assuming. And I guess Mariah Lynn lied to her. I don't know. If I'm wrong, y'all feel free to plug in the pieces in the comment section, because I just really don't understand what we're talking about here. But hey, it is what it is, right? So everything is kind of calming down just a little bit. So Rolly says that, I want to have a conversation with Tanisha. And Tanisha was like, the fuck you want to talk to me for? So Rolly went over there to Tanisha. She was like, Tanisha, I'm not coming over here to fight you or no shit like that. I just want to talk to you. So they had a conversation. So since I don't know everything that happens offline, online, offline, I don't keep up with it. But this is me listening to what Rolly's saying and what Tanisha is saying, right? So Rolly is saying to Tanisha, number one, that Tanisha was her favorite bad girl, which she's my favorite bad girl as well. But I guess this is going back to Baddies Midwest when Rolly was doing what she was doing to Slim. So Tanisha, I guess, must have saw those episodes, called Rolly a bully, and Rolly felt the way that Tanisha called her a bully, and so they had words on social media. But Rolly, you were being a bully to that girl, so you got to wear that shoe. But Tanisha and Rolly, they both apologized to each other and they hugged it out, right? So after that, Lemmy comes out there. Actually, before that, it's somewhere in the middle. Tinker, actually, I skipped the whole part. So at one point, Tinker was having a conversation. I forgot who she was talking. She was talking to Rolly, right? And she was like, "Rolly, if you cool with Tommy saying that you ran into them bullets, that's fine, but that ain't me." And then that bitch was talking about something. She was, I don't know, if she said my kid or my appearance, or it could have been both. Mm. I'm gonna say this, Tinker, and this ain't like to be negative or nasty towards you, but you might want to go to a dermatologist. Like Natalie should go to one too, because y'all cake makeup onto acne. Because on your cheeks, you have nothing but pimples on your cheeks, and I want you to go see a dermatologist and clear that up. That is the number one thing I want for you to do. Outside of that, you're not a like a bad looking girl, but I mean, you ain't, eh, shut up. Moving on. So Tinka decides to go up behind Tommy and snatched her fucking wig off. I was like, you didn't want to, I mean, you didn't want to square up with her one on one? No. She said no. I said, okay, cool. You're fine in my book, right? So then Lemmy came out. He let Scotty announce to the girls that she's pregnant. Then he also told the girls that they will probably see Natalie a little less this season. I was like, shit, we didn't see her that much last season. So he was like, the reason why all these girls are here is Natalie. If you watched last night's episode, girl, I hope you got an exit plan. Cause it sounds like Boss Man about ready to replace you. And since him and Scotty are having a baby, bitch, it could be Scotty that replaces you. Just letting that be known. But he was like, they looking at girls to see who could potentially, do this with Natalie. I was like, ooh, Natalie. You always about this show, you the CEO, you the boss, you this. Again, I hope you got an exit plan. I hope that I hope that you trademark the name Baddies. If you didn't, you're fucked. And I think you fucked. Because I think Zeus trademarks these names. Oh girl, you fucked. Mm. I hate that. I really hate that for you, Natalie. And I'm not even a fan of Natalie, none like that. But whew, good luck to you, Natalie. So then, you know, the cameras cut for that. Like this whole episode consisted of nothing but this supposed dinner with no fucking food, right? So the next day, they put on the screen that some girl named Marsh was there in DC outside of the hotel, and Taseki lost her shit, right? And I had already saw this somewhere on, I think it was on one of the blogs that I do follow. I saw this that Taseki flipped out, and I was like, "Who is Marsh? Why is she so upset about Marsh being around? Why is she losing her shit?" But she did, right? She's pissed off. So Taseki, Anna, Biggie, and Mariah Lynn, they all got into a car together to go to the house, right? And then you see this Marsh girl, you see Krishan, and you see that DJ Sky girl. They're having a conversation with each other, right, about this situation. I can't put any input on it because I don't know who Marsh is. I don't know what Marsh has done in the past. So all I can say is Taseki is pissed off with her sister, and she's pissed off about this Marshall girl being around. Anna in the back of the van, in the back of the car with Taseki, is doing the absolute most. You would think that the girl did something to Anna. I found it hilariously funny with Taseki when she was talking, and she and Anna and Mariah Lynn were having a conversation with each other, and she turned to them helpers and said, "Did y'all hear what I just said?" I was like, "Oh shit!" She just kind of punked it. You know, she kind of that girl punked the fuck out of y'all because I said, "Yeah, I heard what you said. You said that she said you were acting weird." I was like, really? Y'all that afraid this girl gonna hit you? Just tell her, "No, girl, I didn't hear what you said. Repeat it for me." Damn, that is sad that y'all are scared of that girl. But hey, moving on. So then we have Fauna, Cole Killer, Tavy Tavi, and Scotty in a sprinter van together. They just talking, they congratulating Scotty and all that kind of stuff. Then on the other sprinter van, it is Rolly, it is Summer, Lex, Dolly, Tinka, and some other girls. I forget who else is on it. I think Biggie. No, no, no. I forgot who I was on that other sprinter van, but they on the sprinter van, right? And they all having a conversation about the stuff that has transpired, right? Now I'm really confused how this fight between Tinka and Dolly started, but Dolly, Summer addressed Tinka, then Dolly chimed in, and I guess somewhere, and this might be back in Midwest, because I don't remember this. I don't remember anything about this. But Dahlia was like, somebody said when they hand healed that they were gonna fight, but they mentioned Diamond, and so Diamond and Tinka, not Diamond, but Dolly and Tinka got to fighting. What I will say, Tinka, Dolly got the best of you on this front event. She was beating your ass, and it could be because she caught you off guard. But either way it go, Sus was wearing your ass out, and so they're gonna get to keep fighting in next week's episode. But that is the episode. Overall, it was baddies. But let me know if you watched the episode, what you thought about it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video.